begin to make roster decisions. And so I won't comment too much on guys. A lot of things are fluid in the next 24 hours until we kind of select the practice squad and get all that done tomorrow. But obviously, we appreciate everyone that's been with us, and we had tough decisions to make, but we did the decisions we thought were in the best interest of the Panthers. So.
Do you think you'll start the season with 3 quarterbacks or 2?
I don't think we'll be at 3 quarterbacks. There's a possibility we could be, but I think we'll go in with 2 this year.
And PJ will be number 2.
I just said I'm not going to talk too much about it. He would be as of right now today, but we don't, I'm not going to talk too much about the roster in terms of certain guys until tomorrow. So.
Can you talk about Fletcher going on IR and what happened with his hip?
Yeah, went in, has some hip. I don't know what the technical diagnosis is, impingement or something in his hip. So I guess he battled through it, but just couldn't function at the level he thought he needed to. So, or felt comfortable at. So, he's begun the rehab process, and hopefully he'll get healthy soon.
When did that happen?
I don't know if it was when he got run over in the Ravens game or after that. I'm not real sure in terms of.
What did you call him? Sorry.
I said some sort of a hip impingement or something. I'm not the doctor, so I don't know. Just something in his hip.
Matt, as you all go through the process,
Yeah, I think Scott's doing a great job. Those guys they're looking at our guys, looking to look at the other guys that are on other teams, for practice squad and for the active roster. So, obviously we have a 53-man we did today, but as I said, some of those things are fluid. We'll have to see where we end up tomorrow.
I know you can't talk specifics, but how different is this process this year with all the factors that you had last year coming in? How different is this process this year?
It's night and day. We have a lot more tape on guys. We have preseason games on guys. We have preseason games on other guys. So we have a chance to see, who might fit us and who might not as we make all these decisions.
Justin Burris wasn't out here today. Anything can you comment on
Yeah, he just had a hip he's been dealing with through camp, so we just got an injection, and gave him a day just to. He did something with the doctor, so he gave him a day just to get ready, and should be out here tomorrow.
And then Shy?
Yeah, Shy, we're hoping 2 to 3 weeks. So I just learned timetables are never great, right? They always can go either way, but I think they gave him a timetable of like 2 to 3 weeks. So.
He's not an IR candidate?
He's not on IR right now as of now.
Justin had his red jersey on. He was here at practice today.
Yeah.
Red jersey.
The decision to go PJ over Will, could you discuss that?
I won't say anything about Will, obviously, but I mean PJ. I think Joe and Sean felt like he's moved the team. He's knows the offense, makes the checks, makes off schedule plays, pushes the ball down the field, can be explosive, and so far this preseason has taken care of the football, which is the number one thing he had to work on. So, you asked earlier about in terms of who's going to be what number we're going to go with. I mean, so many things could change over the next day, to be quite honest with you. That's why I'm hesitant to say someone is this. But in terms of if we play today, he would be our number 2 quarterback, and just those are the reasons why.
And generally speaking, I appreciate that, Matt, but would there be a benefit where Sam is in his development to have an older guy with him as opposed to PJ?
I think if you find the right older guy, there's always benefit with those guys. So we have lots of flexibility. We can add a 3rd quarterback. We can put a quarterback on the practice roster. But sometimes it has to be the right guy. At any position. So sometimes a young guy can really push you. Sometimes an older guy. But all very valid thought. But because of they kept the same rules as last year, so we have standard elevations from the practice squad. We have a lot of ability, that they've kept that's changed really high. I think you look at the roster moving forward. So.
How was your evaluation of the kicking game evaluated, or how has it moved since we spoke to you on Saturday?
Yeah, we traded for Ryan as a conditional pick. He has to be on the roster for so many games for the pick to count. For the trade to count. So it's just a chance for us to watch him, and he obviously did a great job the other night. He's done a good job today in practice. So I'm always hesitant to say this is what someone is until it's time. So he's getting an opportunity to practice with us, and by everything I've seen so far, though, I'm really pleased, and I think Ryan's going to do a really good job for us.
Speaking of the trades, can you talk about the decision to get Daryl Johnson?
Yeah, Dan Morgan had I think history coming from Buffalo, being with Daryl. I think the question, kind of as we went through, we watched the tape, saw him in the preseason. With Dan's history with him was sort of hey, would we love to have this guy in the 6th round? And it was yes, we would love to have this guy in the 6th round. So made the move, add depth. We like our defensive end group. Morgan, Yetur, Brian, and Marquise have all been really good players for us. We think they're all coming on strong, but this is a really big young man, and so just the chance for him to develop, maybe he develops into a big end or a pass rusher or a 3 technique. We don't know. So, but he's got a lot of upside. So, we made the move.
Do a couple more.
Matt, I think 17 of your 18 picks from the last 2 years are still here, as opposed to kind of an empty 2019 draft, which preceded you. What does that say about where things are in the last 2 draft classes?
I think you look history. I've done some studies on this. Like you look at later round picks don't always stay with teams. And I think at the end of the day, if as a general manager, Scott, I think as a head coach, I think you have to be willing to, hey, if you drafted a guy that doesn't fit, you have to be willing to move on, let them go somewhere else, and not hold on to something. I think a lot of teams sometimes people can be tend to hold on to a mistake and try to make it right. So I think in the last 2 draft classes we found some guys who fit us. We've also had to play with a lot of them early. I think a lot of times some guys don't fit because they go somewhere and they're waiting. They never get a chance to get on the field. Where the roster was last year, restarting, building the roster, we had to play all those guys. And so I'm happy with our draft class this year. I think those guys have all played really well in the preseason. And, we'll see. Like I said, things are still fluid, but as of right now, it looks like a lot of those guys are going to have a year 2, year 3 with us.
I know you didn't have Rodney with you. How good is it to have him back and on the field?
Yeah, he's not. He's still kind of working his way back. In terms of just being in the offense. But it's good to finally have Rodney healthy, and we'll see how he responds. But he's been in the offense. He was with us last year. He knows what to do offensively and defensively. So good to have that depth. Yeah, I think we think of Gio as a fullback. So I think we're kind of looking at like 4 tight ends and a fullback was sort of the mentality. We've been trying them out. Switched his number, tried him, moved him to the fullback, and I just really like the versatility that he brings. Special teams player, fullback, can go out and run routes as a wideout. Not necessarily first man-to-man coverage, but he can run. He's fast, and we have different guys with different jobs. Tommy's a young guy coming along. Ian's a really good all-around tight end. Dan, Dan can do it all. He's a really great pass catcher, and Colin's the guy that kind of just does every job, and so we like that room. And like I said, I guess in our mind we're thinking, hey, Gio's a fullback, put him in that role and go from there.
I know he wore 87 in the game, but will that number switch be?
Yes, we'll switch him to a 40s number.
And Matt keeping JJ?
Yeah, JJ's since the very first day, we started the season, he's responded. He's a professional. He's a tremendous guy, and happy to play with him again this year.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Matt.
Appreciate it.
Doing good. I was able to talk to everybody. Most of my people evacuated, so it's good though. Everybody doing good. Appreciate that fact.
Dante, where did they evacuate to?
I know my sister then went to Houston. My mom's went to Georgia. I got a brother in Oklahoma. But it's like trying to get out the way of it.
Pretty crazy time for you. I guess you probably were on the phone.
Oh yeah, most definitely. News on every TV. Yeah.
How does that hit home for you?
Oh, it definitely, because I'm a Katrina baby, so it definitely hit home. You definitely trying to keep your mind not from thinking about it. Obviously I said all my people gone, but you still got a special part in your heart, just knowing the people who can't get out or the people who are less fortunate. They still have to stay. So you kind of sit back and you think about those people, or the people who don't really have the means to just get away from the storm. So that's the people I think about.
Kind of remember, did you stay down there during Katrina and
no,
that convince your guys to get out this time?
No, we didn't. We've stayed for plenty of storms throughout the years. Just from living out there, being from out there, you stay through a few of them. That you kind of have your picks and chooses, the ones that you're gonna stay for, because not really picking, but we're gonna just wait this one out, fight this one out, stuff like that. But I guess this one just had that feel that nobody really wanted to You know, especially from living outside the state now, you kind of like get a little bit more antsy for hurricane season than you would like just living out there. So.
Seems like most of the cuts are done. How do you feel about the guys around you in the room right now?
I mean, you know, everybody coming together, man, to just be a defense that fights and a defense that plays hard. And that came from every guy who was in the room who was with us. You know, hate for this day to come, but you just gotta, you know, get your guys that you're gonna go to war with and just get ready to go to war with them.
Dante, without Rashawn around, AJ's going to miss some time. How does it feel to be the old guy in that room, at least for the first little bit?
I mean, you just gotta, you know, just. Because, I mean, I'm still learning in this league. I'm still, you know, experiencing things. But you just, you know, whatever you can do, you try to do. But the best thing that I want to do for the guys is just go hard every day, just to give them, you know, somebody who's older who to look at that is actually doing everything that he's telling them to do. So, you know, that's really what I'm trying to do, just focus on just being a guy who leads by example.
What are the challenges of covering Terrace versus some of your other receivers?
Terrence is good. I mean, he's fast, he's big. He attacks the ball. He got good routes, but he's learning. And I think once he get out there and he goes playing in real life situations, he'll just only keep growing.
I was curious what he offers that the other two guys don't.
I mean, I don't know. What you think? They all pro receivers. They all, I don't really know what he offers that DJ and Robbie don't, but that's for Joe Brady to figure out.
Dante, how about the young guys in corner behind? Like a couple of young guys made the team.
Yeah.
What have you seen in them?
Just eagerness, man. Keith is a guy who's just eager to learn. Keith asks probably 100 questions a day. Huge fan of J.C. Horn and just the aggression, he's another one that just wants to learn, just everything. His energy is contagious. He's just a football guy. Same I can say about Stanley. He's just football guys, man. That's the best thing to have, a group of guys who just love the game first and just want to compete first before the actual position comes in. And I think that's what our group is made up of, because I'm obviously the same way, just a football guy. So I think when you get a group of those guys, whatever you need to learn, whatever you need them to learn, whatever you need to teach them, it flows a little bit better.
How much of a help was it for you guys to have practices with the Ravens and Colts and get one-on-one reps against guys who are not your own teammates?
Well, that's both 10-plus win teams, 2 playoff teams. So it definitely helped a lot, just to fill out their tempo, fill out their aggression, see what they top guys do compared to what our top guys do. But it definitely was beneficial for us being a young team, just getting out there and getting to go against different guys, and most importantly going against playoff teams, guys who kind of built up their tradition and their brand, and we kind of trying to find our tradition and our brand. So it was definitely good to get out there and just get close and personal with those guys.
Who pushed you the most of the guys you saw, whether it was your own guys or the others? Who pushed you the most to be better amongst the guys you went one-on-one against?
Most of it just came from our team. Shaq, Chin, JC, Jermaine Carter, and JC, both JCs. Just everybody, man. Brian Burns was probably one of the top guys who just pushed me to go harder every day. He's my locker mate, so we kind of talk a lot. We next to each other. We was next to each other for camp in Wofford. But yeah, we just kind of feed off each other, man. I think Brian Burns, the guy who just kept me going, throughout camp and just staying on me.
Dante, you were here with Cam. What did you think today when that news came across your phone or the TV or whatever?
I mean, it's definitely unfortunate, but just knowing a guy like Cam, he wouldn't want you to feel sorry for him. He's just gonna get back to working and just sending out nothing but the best to him, best of luck to him. But I know he's a guy that he wouldn't want none of us to feel sorry for us. He just want us to just keep it pushing, because I know that's what he's gonna do. But big ups to Cam.
You think he'll be back with somebody this year?
Most definitely.
Have you seen Sam from the cornerback's position grow into this system since the first day he walked in here to now?
I mean, from the first day he walked in, he was just a natural leader. He's a guy that that you can go out there and win for. But I think, I don't really talk too much offensive scheme. But just from seeing him, he's definitely taking more control. He's definitely, being more communicated to the guys, just talking, even to us, he's talking more to us, asking us what we see and asking us, what we like and stuff like that. But he's definitely a leader. He's definitely a guy that can take us over the hump, if we go out there and fight for him.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
family is okay. You know, after checking on them, everything is good.
I guess what was it like for you to kind of see the scenes and kind of what was happening?
Man, my heart go out to everybody. You know, back at home. Definitely not a situation you want to be in. Man, just kind of just got to get this situation to God and just let Him handle everything. Just man, my heart go out to everybody. You know, back at home.
Is it hard to be out all the way up here, like kind of watching that all happen and not being able to do anything?
I mean, I just feel like, for anybody, for all of us, I feel like it's tough, just looking across social media on your phone and just see all the tragedies, happening in this world. So, I mean, I would say it definitely leave a mark on me.
How do you feel like you've been able to develop from, the start of training camp to the third preseason game?
I feel like I've picked up on things well, just taking it day by day, grinding, day in and day out, listening to, people ahead of me and taking good advice from all of the vets around. So I feel like I've made good progress and I'm looking forward to, progressing more.
What is the best advice you've received since you got here?
I mean, just be yourself and, just, control what you control and everything else that's going to happen is going to happen. So just control what you can control and, take care of your job.
Before you stepped on the field in OTAs and in camp, what was your preconceived notion of what your first NFL camp would be like? And now that it's over, heading into the regular season, did it mesh? Did it produce everything you thought it would?
Yeah, it was pretty much, it pretty much went as I expected. I went in confident, head down, grinding, humble, just taking everything one day at a time. Like I say, listening to everybody around me. So I feel like it went as expected. I'm just looking forward, to building off of this preseason.
How have you seen Sam grow in this offense from OTAs to now?
I mean, just like everybody else on this team, he's getting better and better every day. I mean, we all getting better each and every day, trusting the process that Coach Rhule got for us, and I mean, just, taking it and running with it.
Good. More? All right, thanks, Derek.
Thank you.
emotions of today? Obviously seeing teammates go, but when did you kind of hear that you were good or anything like that?
Honestly, I didn't. You know, just being here and just being around. That's really the main thing. Didn't really get any information, anything like that. So just being around.
Did you have a chance to talk to Will?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him once we get off the field and talk to him there.
What happened the last pass? What were your initial thoughts?
Thought he had a great camp. I thought he played well as well. This is just part of the business. I mean, I guess I don't really have an answer for you for that.
PJ, is there a different pressure being one of two as opposed to one of three?
Nah, not at all. Just another day of football for me. Just come out here and still get an opportunity to compete, play hard, and be around the guys.
What have the last couple of days kind of been like? Was it easy, difficult to focus?
Honestly, it wasn't easy at all. Just knowing what's going on and knowing the situation. I mean, honestly, with this being my 5th year in the league, you're never really comfortable around this time of the year. Just that's the hardest part of the business is just going through these last couple of days, and it's tough. Especially for the players that do get released and things like that. Trust me, I've been on the other side. I've been released a number of times. So for me, it's just try to stick it out and keep fighting. You get opportunities gonna come and they're gonna go. So you just gotta take advantage of the ones that you have in front of you.
How comfortable are you now?
I'm never comfortable, to be honest. This isn't a business to get comfortable in, and that's the way I approach every day. I can never get comfortable because you never know what can happen.
Do you feel like you had earned this job?
I thought I played my best football this camp. I thought out there I put together 2 football games that was really well played, and couldn't get a rhythm in the second one. But just going out there and the day-to-day basis throughout camp, I thought I played well. Brought great energy. Tried to lead the guys as best I can. Thought I played pretty good.
How much of your attitude is kind of bottle of what you had in that first half of the Indy game and kind of spread it around to wherever the game is right now?
Yeah, the energy is the same. I approach every day the same. I feel as though when you get an opportunity to go play and you don't start off the way you want to start off, or you don't play the way you want to play, at times it can frustrate a guy. But if you just stick to it and just go out there and just keep chopping away, keep stacking days, it all count. It all pay off.
Have you seen Sam grow in this system since
Yeah.
OTAs began tonight?
He's grown drastically. Just the way he's been out there performing and playing. I think he's practicing at a high level. He's playing at a high level as well. He played well on Friday night. Got the ball to a lot of different guys. He just went out there. He looks comfortable. That's the whole thing. That's what you want in your starter, to go out there and look comfortable, and have the guys around you believe in you.
He got a big game for the opener, obviously, with
Yeah.
the Jets. Has he ever heard him talk about the Jets? And
Nah. It's all about Carolina. It's all about being here, and that's all that matters.
PJ, his style, how you, I guess leads the locker room or however he does it.
Yeah.
How does he differ from what Teddy brought?
Sam got his way about him, and Teddy had his way about him. I think those 2 guys are 2 different guys, and they connect with guys a lot different. If you ask me, I just think I can't really give you a difference between the 2, but I know they both bring 2 different styles of play and two different styles in that locker room as well.
Can you say what way Sam connects with people in the locker room?
I think he's just around, just being around, and not saying Teddy wasn't ever around, but just Sam being around guys always. He sits around with lunch with guys. He just do a whole bunch of different stuff around a whole bunch of players, and he's always talking to guys, always chopping it up with guys. He's not just sitting there at his locker or anything like that. Not that Teddy did. Teddy was always around as well, but, it's just everybody got their own different way, their own different style of being a leader.
How much has your familiarity with Coach Rhule and the way he wants things done helped you?
It helped me, but it also, I think, is more so just he's different from when I played for him years ago, So for me, I'm just still trying to learn this new Coach Rhule. To be honest, it's a different him, and I think it's the same approach, but it's still a different way to coach guys. So his way of coaching guys isn't the same as he once coached when he was in college. So it's just a different style.
How specifically is he different?
Just the way that he approaches the players. It's just a lot different. You get to approach players in the pros a lot different than you approach guys in college, and that's just the main difference I see in him. I think his way and his style is going to translate at some point. And once he get rolling, a lot of guys is going to be not questioning what he's doing.
Like less yelling, that kind of thing?
This is less yelling, but he still get after guys out here. I feel as though he makes some great examples with, like, if we can't coach you hard and things like that, you can't really get better as a football player. You know, that's part of the reason why I came here. You know, I've been other places where I felt like I wasn't coached hard enough. You know, so that was my main thing. I always wanted to get pushed. I always wanted to get pushed to that level where I know I'm going to get pushed to be good, you know. So that was my mindset coming here.
Knowing Coach Rhule as well as you do, and he obviously appreciates your mentality and
Yeah.
approach to the game. What about Sam, you think, relates to Matt and his approach?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. I think they're going to build a great connection. I think Coach Rhule's going to, you know, mainly just humble him, you know, calm him down before those games, and just, you know, he give you a lot of leeway and a lot of freedom to go play your game. You know, and with Sam, you know, he got a lot of ability to throw the ball different ways, different platforms. So he'll be able to go out there and play his game, play his style, and lead us to a lot of wins.
Do a couple more.
Yeah, guys, anything else?
You said before you came here, you were kind of looking forward to being around Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And now to see him not even here or with the Patriots now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, being a fan of his for years, you know, since high school pretty much. It's tough, man, and it's a crazy world that we in right now with this business. But you know, some things just don't go your way at times, and I feel as though he'll get an opportunity somewhere where it best fits him.
How is this offense, as constituted currently, different than the one you went out on the field with last year?
It's just it's not. I wouldn't say it's more simple, but it's better. You know, I think we got a lot of guys that we get the ball in their hands, they can make plays for us. You know, I think we got DJ Robbie. I think Terrace is doing a great job, and then C-Mac's back. You know, that's something that we all love. You know, so I think him being back is going to help this offense drastically.
Was Cam one of the guys you wanted to play like? Was he someone you were like?
Absolutely. You know, just me being a bigger guy though, but I've always been a fan of Michael Vick. Always tell him I game to Michael Vick as well. So that's pretty much where my mind always been.
Thank you, PJ.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.